headed by ex-President Ramnath Kovind. How does the DMK see this? Because a lot of opposition parties are slamming this.
We have always opposed that policy because India is a union. It's not one government, one central government, union government has always been like one nation, one language, one election. So India is basically unity in diversity. So we'll be opposing it. Thank you.
So a lot of support coming in from opposition for a united opposition in the run-up to 2024. DMK playing a very vital role in this entire opposition unity.
Yeah, same as participated in the Mumbai event. It's happening today also. It's very encouraging, and entire India is looking forward to it. Thank you.
Remember, breaking news coming in about the Tamil Nadu minister and MK Stalin's son Udhayanidhi Stalin saying that India stands for unity in diversity, and also saying that we oppose the bill. You just listened into that reaction coming in from Tamil Nadu minister and MK Stalin's son Udhayanidhi Stalin, essentially giving out a response to this entire development of how a committee on one nation, one poll, a committee on whether or not that can be implemented, to explore that, has now been formed. Now remember, former President Ramnath Kovind has been selected as the head of that committee. This breaking input though is about how Tamil Nadu minister and MK Stalin's son Udhayanidhi has reacted to it, saying that India stands for unity in diversity, and they're also opposing the proposal of a bill. Now, on that note, what we're going to do right now when it comes to One Nation, One Poll is we're going to get you a look at the numbers game. Now, remember, for a constitutional amendment, the Parliament needs to pass the bill with a 2/3 majority, which is 67% of the 543 seats in the Lok Sabha. What's also important to note here is that the N.D.A has 61% of this. Now, remember, all of this is a must for the constitutional amendment. Beyond that, they also need 67% of the 245 seats in the Rajya Sabha. What's also important to note here is that the N.D.A has 38% of this, and as we mentioned, it's a must for this constitutional amendment. Now, in addition, the bill will need to be ratified by not less than half of the state legislatures in the country. That is 14 states. Now, remember, the BJP is in power in 10 states and is in a coalition government in 6 states. The N.D.A has 333 seats in the Lok Sabha. That's around 61%, as we mentioned, and it may not be difficult for them to make up the remaining 5%. In the Rajya Sabha, though, they have only about 38% of the seats. And remember, all of this is very important for being able to pass this and making the constitutional amendment when it comes to One Nation, One Poll. Now, we have our reporters joining us. We have CNN News 18's Arun Dhanta, we have CNN News 18's Aman Sharma, and we also have CNN News 18's Mumbai Bureau Chief Vinay Deshpande. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. What I wanted to ask you about, Aman Sharma, is what are the big disadvantages and advantages that are coming in when we come to talk about One Nation, One Poll?
See, the centre is very clear about it. Narendra Modi government has a very clear view that One Nation, One Poll is an idea which should be implemented. It leads to saving in costs. It leads to saving in the way the administrative machinery in India works, which is many a time devoted to electioneering. It should rather work on development activities. This model code of conduct, we're perpetually in election mode. One state or the another is polling every year. We're seeing 3 to 4 elections of states taking place. So there needs to be synchronization of One Nation, One Poll. There needs to be state elections and Lok Sabha elections together. That is the big idea that with this committee has been set up, and also we see a sense of urgency and a sense of seriousness in the government by announcing a committee under the former President Ramnath Kovind, who will now, of course, so far we were taking the route, the government was taking the route of the Law Commission to arrive at this consensus. Now it is the former President, a former CGI, a former Election Commissioner, Chief Election Commissioner could also be a part of this committee, and they will go to all political parties and all state CMs and try to derive a consensus. The problems to this proposal obviously are logistical. One, that there are 4 states which vote alongside Lok Sabha elections, another 5 states vote just 3 to 4 months before Lok Sabha elections, another 5 states vote just after the Lok Sabha election by a gap of 5 to 7 months. About 13 states already vote, state assemblies already vote just around the Lok Sabha elections. Not much differences there, but there are 15 other big states whose time schedule for assembly elections are huge variance from the Lok Sabha elections. Somebody like UP and Uttarakhand just voted last year. There was Himachal, Gujarat and Karnataka just this year. So how do you come to a consensus at that? The concern, I think, of the opposition parties, besides these logistical challenges, also very, very political. they feel, I feel the feeling in the India camp and the opposition camp is that in a Lok Sabha election, the BJP is obviously in a pole position with the image of the Prime Minister. If state elections are clubbed along with the national election, the BJP stands to gain from it, because Mr. Modi's image and Mr. Modi's persona and Mr. Modi's electoral appeal also extends then to a state election where the opposition feel it has the edge in last state elections because the opposition has won them. So in a way, this is the politics at play, and though yesterday came the announcement of the special session of Parliament, today has come the announcement of this new committee under Mr. Ramnath Kovind. So the opposition also feels that these two announcements coming on the day India is meeting in Bombay, the India Alliance is meeting in Bombay, and coming up with its new agenda, coming up with maybe a common minimum program, a logo on how they will do the seat sharing. Also, they see it as a ploy by the BJP to rob the attention away from what I.N.D.I.A alliance is planning in Bombay. So in a way, a lot of politics there. The government looks serious, but obviously it's a long road ahead. As Mr. Prahlad Joshi has also said today, that it is not that if the ONOP bill is being brought right tomorrow, there will obviously be discussions. The president will indulge in ex-president will go into long discussions and comprehensive discussions with not just opposition political parties, but also state CMs. But of course, the government thinks that the bill's time has come. If not now, maybe in the next session, maybe before 2024, this bill could be brought to Parliament after a report is submitted by Mr. Ramnath Kovind and the other committee members, after speaking obviously to many, and Prime Minister has also said this on many forums earlier, that one ONOP is something on which there should be discussions, and it is an ideal situation. Obviously, there are challenges, we said the logistical, also the challenge that what if a government in a state assembly is formed and is not formed, it's a hung assembly, or if by a no confidence motion a government falls, then it again disturbs the entire ONOP schedule. So there are lots of things which need to be sorted in this bill, and obviously it will take some time.